Oh, yeah, it's go time. Hey, my peeps, it's happy hour. AI happy hour is in the house today, man. We are getting ready to rock and roll. Our second show today. It's all about AI, and I got the AI guru. Here he is, the one and only Dan Sanchez. What's up, buddy?
Hey, it's good to be on the show. I always feel uncomfortable being called a guru. I'm really just a guy that started learning AI maybe a few years earlier than everybody else. So I'm a little bit ahead of the curve, but I'm willing to share what I've learned along the trail.
Dude, I love it, man. And you know what? You had some great stuff yesterday, and I'm so excited to spread this to the staffing recruiting industry about AI because I got to tell you, Dan, real quick before we jump into it, man, 26 is going to be the year of AI. We thought 25 was, but what do you think 26 is going to look like?
Dude, for those who have, a lot of marketers specifically have started this year, but marketers are early adopters. So the rest of the world, like staffing, recruiting, they're probably going to, their year is going to be 2026 when they actually start to adopt the basics of it, or beyond just like, oh, I downloaded ChatGPT once and I use it a couple of times a month kind of a thing, right? So 2026 is going to be the year. The cool thing is AI is becoming easier to use. There's more tools than ever before. There's more modalities of ways we can use it across mediums, from images to videos to text to music. It's becoming more and more integrated into everything. So jump on in, man, because it's not going back. This is the future. It's going to disrupt pretty much every white collar type field, every knowledge work field, including this industry. It's going to impact it. How exactly? I don't know. I'll let guys like you decide forecast how it's going to impact this industry, but I think it's going to impact all of them. Some for more, more positively, some more negatively, but it's going to shake up everything. So my recommendation for everyone is to learn as much as you can about the tech, how to use it for your job, how to use it to amplify your expertise and the processes you're already using.
And I got to tell you real quick, Dan, marketing, on the marketing side, I mean, AI, you got to still have the human connection, but that AI is taking it to another level in 26, man.
I think that they go hand in hand. Like there's so many marketers that are using AI and they're using it in such a way that it's like, oh, like stop. It's not going to work. If you're just like asking ChatGPT, write me a viral LinkedIn post, copy paste, you're like, everybody's doing it. It's not working for anybody. So no, it isn't. Come on, guys. We got to get over this. But if you have something worth saying, sending it into ChatGPT and letting it massage it and turn it into something that you could better than you could have done by yourself, that's where it's really starting to show. But you have to have something worth saying. You can't use AI to think for you, but you certainly can have it write for you or create for you or do a lot of other things for you.
Yeah, it does bring the creativity out. I got to tell you, man, I put my name in there like Staffy Shark, and the words it came out with were like water and keywords. It was like, it's kind of something like, wow. I mean, what it thought about, and we're talking 4 seconds, Dan. Shoots it out. There you are. It's your new profile.
It's one of the things I recommend starting shows like this one, having guests on or saying your own thing, because once you have a transcript, man, it's like AI is fantastic at repurposing it into all the different things. I literally just did a sprint where I did about 20 different episodes in the month of November with my co-host. And we're taking all those transcripts and then running it through AI to turn into a book, and not a crappy book. It's actually a good book because it's based on the things we said. We outlined it strategically and put in the stories and put in the hook. So I'm like, what needs to be in this chapter? Okay, let's just speak that. And now it's taking all the things we spoke and whittling it down to a really refined chapter that I'm like, dang, we're going to be published authors by the end of this. Did we go through the pain of writing it? No. But guess what? The expertise is still there. The stories are still there. It still actually is good, actionable information in the book.
100%, just coming to life. All right, buddy, you ready to deep dive in, man? Let's share your screen and go into some action here, man. AI action.
Yeah, let's dive into it. So I'm in Gemini. Gemini's been a big tool for me lately. If you haven't heard, you don't pay attention to AI news and you don't know that Gemini's been cooking lately, man, I don't know, you're just not paying attention to what's going on in AI. But let me inform you, Google created Gemini. Gemini is a fantastic app. It's like ChatGPT. You can look at it, you can talk to it. The big difference is it just does a whole lot better. You can actually feed it all kinds of things. And it's where it's really starting to shine right now is in this tool called Deep Research. It's not an uncommon tool. Like almost all the AI tools have deep research, but Gemini's, it's way better because it's Google. It has access to all the information. It can search the internet better, and it's being able to use its new thinking model over here. And it's crushing and being able to pull reports on all kinds of things, whether it's industry and staffing. I could say, Let's dictate it. That's even faster, right? Give me a report on what the status is in industry and staffing as an industry and how AI is impacting it. If you didn't know, using dictation to delegate to AI is the best and fastest way to do it. If you're not doing that regularly, then you're not as fast as you could be. And then you can select deep research, hit go, and it's going to do more than just give you one search result, which will be good. It's actually going to deliver a full on report. Now, this can take 15, 20 minutes. But it's doing about 40 hours worth of work and can
Yeah.
for you. So I'm just going to let this one think for a little bit as we actually move on to some other things. It's going to say, hey, this is the scope of the report. I'm going to say, hey, yeah, let's get going on that. So let's move on to a different tab though, and actually talk about other things that ChatGPT has gotten really good at. In fact, sometimes as a recruiter, you might want to use some image tools, even just to stand out. You might want to put a photo of yourself and having something in it if you want to make some content that stands out. One of the best tools in here right now is this thing called Nano Banana, which is a really funny name, but I kind of like it for their image creation tool. You can make anything. And
let's do a Staffing Shark. Can we type in Staffing Shark here, Dan, and see what we come up with?
We can. Let's do. Create a photo of a staffing shark. And I want it to look like the old school Street Sharks cartoon from back in the day. But it's a guy dressed in a suit, but it's got like a shark head looking thing. Make it crisp. In fact, let's make it a anime style cartoon with a guy in an office, arms crossed, shark head. Let me see what that looks like. And we hit go and see what it comes up with. I thought about doing it as photorealistic, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to see that.
This is exciting. I can't wait, brother. Let's see what we got here. My new logo.
Nano Banana is fantastic. And yesterday I did a demonstration where I was creating full on like thumbnails with it. One of the fun parts is you can find a style of it. There we go. Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Brushed. So it is good. The cool thing about this is it could be like, hey, let's see. Let's delegate to it again. Now let's take that same image and create a new image, but with the exact same shark in the exact same position. But I want you to put him on the beach and put a Hawaiian shirt on him, but same pose, same shark. This is the difference. This is the thing that Nano Banana has been able to do now that no other image generator can do, is you can actually edit it and know that it's going to look like the same. ChatGPT screwed up on this over and over again, where it's like, oh, it's a totally different shark. It's not even the same thing. But Nano Banana can actually see the image before and take it and modify it just in the in the way that you wanted it to be.
Oh, look at this.
Same shark, Hawaiian shirt on the beach.
Love
same
it.
Shark, no? Pretty close, or pretty dang close, if not the exact same shark, right? And that's the magic. You want to put yourself in there, upload a photo of yourself, and now you're in it. I'm using it solely for almost all my image thumbnails. Like if you've gone over to my YouTube channel, I can pull it up right now and we'll take a look. All my things are now created with Nano Banana, where I have, I'm creating all these different thumbnails based on the recommendations it gives me. I just give it the transcript of the episode. I'm like, hey, what are some really interesting visual ways I can represent this episode? And then it types it out to me. And I'm like, great, make all three. And once I have all three, I'm like, great, I like that one. Pick that one.
Yeah, exactly.
That one. And I have it. Bam, thumbnail created.
I got to ask you, Dan, so using Canva, I mean, what's the take on that? Because I know a lot of people in staffing still uses Canva. This is totally different. Takes it to a different level.
Canva, I actually don't like Canva, but I'm also a Photoshop guy. So it is what it is. Like I've been so deep. I started my career as a graphic designer. That also gives me an edge in being able to explain what I want to AI and how I can curate it a little bit better. But still, your ability to now come in here and ask for graphics. Oh, you don't want it horizontal? You could say, recreate this as a portrait image in a 9:16 format. And you can reformat the whole thing. So this is a new ability. This only came out just a few weeks ago. Your ability to be able to edit from thing to thing like this and to give it direction. You can have a visual style guide that you're always creating to. And if you're not even sure how to explain what your style is, but you know it when you see it, just take an image, drop it into here and say, what's the style? To help me turn this one image into a style guide that I can hit every single time. And then go, no, it just didn't include legs. It's put it down here. That's kind of interesting.
Flying in the air, Dan.
But the
It's
easy
just
tap part is you could be like, great, now add legs, and it'll add legs and push it back or whatever you want it to do. So that's the fun part about Nano Banana. You can use it to really create whatever you need, whether it's YouTube thumbnails like what I'm doing here, or social graphics, or even books, a book cover. I'm using it to create a book cover I'm turning a lot of these episodes into that book I mentioned, and it designed the whole book cover for me. And then I blew it up and I moved it around in Photoshop a little bit, but it got almost all of it done just in Gemini itself.
That's amazing. So do they have a free version and a paid version? I take it.
You can use the free version for Nano Banana.
Yeah.
For free, but you get a lot more implementations of it. Of course, if you're on a paid account, I am on a Google Workspace account. I pay for it for myself because I like using, my domain for my email, even personally.
Heck yeah.
So it goes a lot farther that way. And I find a lot more teams are converting over to this because they're already in Google Workspaces. They're already paying for Gemini, and it's becoming a very viable competitor to ChatGPT. You can even create these custom gems, which are like custom GPTs, and share them across your team. I know Social Media Examiner is starting to do that a lot more now. Gemini is kind of like their dedicated one, even though they have a lot of AI tools there. But that's not the only thing. You can even use it to create videos. In fact, I just launched a new podcast, and I needed a new video bumper. You know, that little video at the beginning of the podcast?
Exactly.
So I had the cover art you could see here, and I wanted to turn this cover art for the AI marketing toolbox. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of AI Marcom or marketing SaaS tool providers to kind of get an edge of where they're going. So I'm watching the show, and I'm like, I need a video bumper of this. So I just threw in the image. I'm like, here's the cover art, turn it into a video, give it some subtle animation. And you can see I went through a number of iterations to see, is this the one I picked? This is the one
Oh, that is sweet.
A little long. I trimmed it a little bit in a cheap, free video editing platform. But holy cow, could you imagine contracting this? This is like 3D objects. Like, you wouldn't have been able to do this before.
No, this was cost you thousands to do with a marketing
account. That's hard. And yeah, you can only get 7 seconds, but you don't like it, just run it again. I made a couple before I found the one that I kind of liked. And now I'm using it for the bumper on all the things. But this wasn't enough. I also needed some music because, right? It had a little bit of a tune in there. You probably can't hear it. You can hear like some sound effects of the drawer opening. I was like, I need some music. So I went into Suno, which is another tool that I love. And honestly, this is the most fun tool of all time. Have you tried Suno yet?
No, I haven't. Okay.
Oh,
show it to me.
Go here and spend some time here and just go listen to the songs. You will be amazed at how good AI music actually is. It's starting to top the charts. It's disrupting music. And people are like, oh shoot, AI created music is now.
No, there was real quick. There was that country artist. It was AI. Remember? I mean, he was like #1 on the charts, and they thought he was real, and he was AI.
Nope. Yep. It's all fake, but it's real music. It's real music. I mean, here, let's see if we could do a little sample. I'm just gonna randomly pick something and see how it goes. I'm a little scared though. Can you hear that? Is that coming through?
A little bit, a little faint, but.
That one's a little slow.
Yeah.
You can see I also created one. I wanted to find like a 5-second little piece for that podcast. So luckily I'd already run it a number of times, and I did go and find, where is it? No, I can't remember where it was, but I did go and find one, and I picked it out. Oh, it's this one. Just a quick little snappy intro. It's literally like 6 seconds. And I went and added that to that little video clip we just had, and all of a sudden I had a working bumper.
Man, that
something I would have outsourced, something I have outsourced, something I've paid $1,000 before.
Okay, so how long did that take you to actually do? Seriously, everything
altogether, it's probably 40 minutes. I produced probably like a dozen of these videos before I landed on this one. Each time it was because I'm like, what do I want? And then I would just explain it, and I'm like, oh, that's too much. Okay, let's change the prompt. Let's change the prompt. Let's change the prompt. And I just kept going back to the drawing board over and over again until I got what I wanted. But it wasn't its ability that was screwing up. It was my ability to be specific about what I wanted. You ever delegate to someone and you're like, oh, and they come back a week later, like, here's the thing you wanted. You're like, no, that ain't it. and then you realize, I didn't communicate clearly. My
Exactly.
expectations
I've
of
done logos
what
before.
success
Before I
looks like.
did, Dan, I did logos before, way back in the day. Remember, they send you a logo and it's like no, and you go back 2 weeks
Yep.
later, you're like no. Now you just do it yourself.
Yep. So Gemini is becoming a powerhouse, and I'm using it to make videos, to make graphics, to I'm not using it to make music. I'm going to Suno for that. But Suno, like, if you haven't been over in Suno, again, go here, create a free account. You can make music in here for freaking free. If you want to use it commercially, go ahead and just upgrade. It's like $10 or $8. Look at that. It's $8. Hold on. Okay, no, $10. Pay for 1 month. 1 month. Pay, unsubscribe, and just burn through the 2,500 credits. This is enough credits to make like 5 albums worth of songs. Okay. That's assuming that you're like making a lot of them and only picking the best ones to make the album. It's trust me, 2,500 credits is enough to do some serious damage. You only need it for 1 month, make a bunch of stuff, and now you have like you have your own stock library of things you can use in your own videos or your own stuff. I've done it multiple times. I'm not subscribed right now, but it is worth it, even for their more advanced plan. They have a version 5 for free. You can use 4.5 and play around with it for free. You get 50 credits. You can make a number of songs that way. But if you want to do something that you're going to use commercially, just pay the $10 and unsubscribe. And just
bro, that's cheaper than Napster back in 2000.
Yeah. I've literally put out my own albums with this just for fun for me.
That is insane. I mean, that's awesome. So I got to ask you, Dan, real quick before we move on, is like an intro for like a podcast or anything like that. 7 seconds, 10 seconds. What's your recommendation on something like that?
I think something short and simple. People want to get into the content. I do kind of like an audio marker in the beginning. So 5-7 seconds, even, but I would go shorter, but Suno has a hard time producing music that's like faster than 7 seconds. As good as it is, it's like, yeah. And if I were doing it really well, I would probably do it where it didn't even kick off with it, and it would came in like maybe after 30 seconds after you introed it. But I'm lazy and I just throw it on to the beginning because you got to save some time somewhere.
Dude, these look so badass. I got to check it out. These are nice, man.
So there you go. What other tools we got? So I've spent a lot of time. Oh my gosh, we got that report. Let's check that out, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this is an executive summary of what's going on and how AI is changing the global staffing industry. I'll publish this later for your audience. We'll publish this to a doc and they can take a look at it, or they can just run it themselves in Gemini. But look how lengthy this report is. And I'm telling you, like I've looked at a lot of these reports, they are really good. It shows you all the sites they sourced, and they're good sites. Like we have McKinsey in here. This is a news site, staffingindustry.com. I don't recognize a lot of these sites because I'm not in the industry, but some of them I'm recognizing. It'll show you that. It'll even show you the ones that looked at but didn't source directly, but influenced its thinking, right? Yeah. So look at all those. This would take a whole week for one person to go and source them all just to kind of give an idea of what's going on in the industry related to AI. That's the power of Google Gemini's deep research. If you want to know, you want to hear some secret tips that I have on this. I have a number of different prompts that crush in deep research. In fact, I'm going to pull up Notion real quick. Give me 1 second because I want to share them with you because it's just.
I tell you, Dan, if you can do that in a PDF and send it to me, we're like our audience would love that, Yep.
I'll show you some of my favorite things.
Oh, here we go. In the vault.
I'll have to reshare my screen here.
This is just wow. Everything that's coming out.
So I have this thing called the Deep Research Toolkit. Let me reshare my screen and open up a different window here.
All right. Let's do it. Because I got to tell you, Dan, a lot of times people don't know what prompt to do. They just put in like words and that's it. And that's not the way to do it.
This is what I call my audience Deep Research Toolkit. And here's some of the things you can go and find. Let me find some of my fun ones. Competitor weakness deep dive. I'm telling you, this one prompt, let me just read it to you and you'll get an understanding of what it's doing. Conduct a detailed analysis of online discussions and reviews for your target audience, discussing the frustrations or weaknesses of your competitors in the industry. You have to name the competitors. And you're sourcing it from Reddit, Quora, review sites, people, and social media. People were like the places where people complain, right? They're complaining. They're complaining about your competitor, but you can get a detailed written summary with a table, outsourcing, categorizing, and giving you exact quotes from the customers of the complaints they have on your competitor. Is that not money? You can go and pull that right now. The amount of time it would take for you to scour Quora and Reddit about your competitor would take forever. No, it could be done in 15 minutes now. It's that good.
You would know more about your competitor than they know about themselves.
Yes.
That's
You could run
amazing.
it. Pro tip, run it for yourself. Deal with it. All the problems they're bringing up, right? If you didn't know already.
Yeah.
Some other cool ones I have in here is a content gaps and needs. Man, you can get a whole deep research report on do an extensive analysis on the conversations where your target audience is expressing dissatisfaction or confusion with existing content sources. So where's the gap? What are the things they're complaining about that they're not finding good answers for? Wouldn't that be nice to know? Or one of the ones that's really fun is just what questions are they asking? Their questions, if you can find the most frequently asked questions they're complaining about on Reddit, Quora, and social media sites, wouldn't you like to develop some content related to those? This could inform your whole content roadmap for all those videos you want to record, for all the content or blog posts or whatever medium you like to create in. Shoot, you could take your idea, spit it into ChatGPT, and then create that content really fast that way. So with just one good prompt, you can get a really good idea of what your audience, what your community is actually talking about, and then create content or outreach plans that fit according to what those are. That way, when your outreach goes out, it actually hits. Because right now you're just guessing, but you don't have to guess anymore. 15 minutes and a deep research report, and you will be locked and loaded.
Man, this is what I call deep diving in. This is amazing. You can
So I have a link to this. I'll follow up and we'll put it in the show notes for this later, this whole toolkit I have. I made a recorded little video. I show you exactly how to use it. It's not that hard. You essentially just copy and paste the prompt, put it into something like this, and just make sure you check the little deep research report function down here at the bottom. These are my favorite ways to use deep research, but you can use it to do all kinds of industry analysis. I like to use it for SWOT reports. If you want to do a SWOT analysis on your company, you know, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's fantastic at doing those. I've run a number of SWOT analysis on my company or other companies I've worked for, and it's better. It doesn't get everything. You still have to spot check it because it will be like, hey, this is a weakness. You're like, no, that's not it. But a lot of times it pulls up things you didn't even think to ask. So it's a very powerful tool, deep research.
Appreciate that, brother. 'Tis the season. All these gifts we're getting today, staffing peeps. I love it, man. Woo.
So what else do we want to dive into? You want to dive into some other tools?
Yeah, a couple more. We got a little bit of time here, Dan. Whatever else, man, you can share, man. We're loving it, man. This is good stuff.
Cool. Let's go back into this window and pull up another tool that I've really fallen in love with recently called Gamma. Gamma is a fantastic app. If you want to make all kinds of different types of content. I don't know. Is this, you have to tell me, is this relevant in your world where you need to create either presentations, web pages, documents, or carousels for social?
Oh yeah. Big time in staffing.
All those things, right? So let me go ahead and actually open something like, I'm a big podcaster, so a lot of my workflows are around podcasts. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, not that podcast. Let's go to the AI Driven Marketer. I'm going to take a most recent episode and grab a transcript from this particular episode here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that, grab my transcript. And this is just a rough transcript. I'm going to paste the whole thing in here. Okay. Transcript. Okay. Ugly. I'm going to let it do all the thinking for me. And we're going to create a carousel, right? Because those are kind of hard to create, but they're nice for social. I'm going to go minimal. And I'm going to prompt nothing else. I'm going to select minimal. I told it it's a carousel. And I'm just going to push generate. This is the free version of Gamma. So anybody has access to this. You could throw a blog post. You could throw meeting notes. You could throw in a sales conversation you had that you think might be good content. And it starts doing the work for you.
Look at this.
The fun part about this tool, I know it's fun to watch it go, right? You're like, dang, is it doing
you're like, holy shit.
It is. It's working and it's working fast.
You go to the bathroom, come back, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. It's not even, it's faster. It'll be done way sooner than that. It's generating all the images to fit in it. The fun part about this one versus the Nano Banana thing we were looking at earlier with the images or whatever is that these images, these are static. You can't edit these. It typos it, which it doesn't, it hardly ever typos. But if you wanted to change it or move things around, it's stuck, man. You have to re-prompt it to regenerate a whole new image. But in here, all this, you can edit it. You want to change out this image with a different image? Got it. Want to regenerate it with a different AI image? No problem. You want to change out and just like delete that, you can change it. Everything in here you can edit. One of the crazy parts they've added in here recently too, that I didn't even mention yesterday in that presentation I gave, is that this agent mode can go and edit everything. Like,
man, the wave is coming. Look at this. I mean, it's
rewrite the
graphics
whole
are
thing in
incredible.
Spanish. I'm going to go on a gamble here. I'm not even sure if it can do this, but we're going to try. Just let
Love it, man.
Like, I'm just throwing in a wild card. I'm like, can you rewrite this whole
Adventurous.
thing
That's
in
how we do it
Spanish?
at 5 o'clock.
We're going to find out. Because there it goes.
There it
Redoing
is.
The whole thing in Spanish for me, line by line. This is the future too. Like, if you're in an app or any kind of application, pretty soon every app will have an agent built into it, and it'll have access to all the features of the app. Pretty soon we won't be clicking around apps anymore. This is going away. This whole clicking around thing, we will just be delegating, and we will be speaking to it, and we'll be like, oh, not that, this, and we'll just be directing all day. This is the future of work. But you could see, even with just that one change, translated all into Spanish, the whole thing is now in freaking Spanish.
I just love
with one
the,
click because of the
visuals
agent
too,
mode
man.
here.
Look at the visuals. I mean, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
So it's pretty good. The visuals get even better if you pay like $10 a month. But honestly, like, you're like, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with what I'm getting for free. Maybe I just stay on the free version of this and pay my 10 month to Suno this month, and then do this one 10 months next month. You can then export it. I think, let me see, export for PDF. This is what it is for LinkedIn. If you want to post it as a carousel to Instagram, it's PNGs, right? So that's just one presentation model. That's just carousels. This thing does presentations. Like, I did this presentation as an example yesterday. No, sorry. I made a whole lead magnet. I took a really different episode that I did on my podcast, and it's like, let's make this a lead magnet. You know, that kind of PDF guide that you can gate an email for it in order to build a newsletter list or something, and just throw it in there, and bam, you have a whole lead magnet that's nice, visually appealing, well organized.
Oh, it's
trimmed through. This came from a transcript, but now you would never know that it just was me copying and pasting a transcript in that I'm not going to do anything with, but I can turn it into all kinds of content. The carousel, I could turn it into a transcript. I could turn it into a separate presentation with something like Gamma. So Gamma is a fantastic tool, and I love recommending it. A year ago, I was using Gamma, and it was like a hit or miss. It was like, it'd get you 50% of the way there, but it'd make all kinds of mistakes in the images and the copy, and you'd have to change a lot of it. But at least it got the layout right and kind of organized. Now it's almost one shot done. It's that good. It's either one shot or it's like 99% there, and you're just changing a few things at the very end or something. That's how good Gamma's become. And one last tool I want to show you is a really simple tool called Napkin. If you want to make something really easily that are like little charts or diagrams like this, I can't recommend Napkin enough. It still has a freemium. It's pretty limited to what it used to be. They used to give you wide open access to it. Of course, they want to make money, so can't blame them for it. You can literally copy and paste in any idea you have, and just like in these visuals, you just hover over the ideas for it, and it turns it into a visual, and they're all editable. You can change the colors, you can change the text, and then just download it. It's one of my favorite things to do if I'm trying to communicate something and need a visual to use it, rather than something like just text. And I think we can all do more by making things more visual rather than just text. So these are a bunch of my favorite tools right now. Gemini, VO3 in here. We got Deep Research. We got Nano Banana making images. We got Suno coming up with all kinds of awesome content and music, whether just for fun. And you should definitely go here and check it out. Just listen to a few tracks and discover something, and then just go make your own stuff, even if just for fun. Like, go make a romantic song for your wife and tell ChatGPT to write a romantic song about a nice, meaningful time you had together. Write some lyrics, come up, put a genre in here that you know she likes, and then make a song and send it to her. You will blow her away. Okay.
The shark is the new lover now, right? Woo! Romantic
love
love
that I've done
songs.
this before, and I promise it works. She will laugh. She will cry. Like, do it.
So it does help you with the relationship building too.
Yes. Yes. Just make sure, like, all these things, all these AI tools, and this is what I'll probably finish with here, is that all these tools can do a lot. But if you've noticed one thing about how I'm using it, is that I'm always leading it. I'm guiding it. I'm the master and commander when it comes to AI. I don't let AI think for me. I do the thinking, and I lead it and guide it and direct it. As it gives me options, I pick and select and guide it there. That's how you can be AI driven, yet human first. Because if you just let AI take over, you become a commodity. And pretty soon it might work in the beginning because nobody's maybe doing it in your industry and you're able to put out things faster. It's going to catch up. It's going to get easier. Everyone's going to do it.
Yep.
So what you can do is get good at the tools now and also get good at leading with your original thoughts, your thinking, and your stories. AI can never take your stories away. Doesn't matter how good AI ever gets. It can't replicate your stories. It can't replicate the values that you've earned and have known because you've done the hard work. It can't rebuild that stuff. Those are the things you got to double down on while you're learning to master the tools so that these things actually still aren't like fake and plastic. They're based on real things that you've experienced. Otherwise, it's like that movie. You've seen Good Will Hunting, right? Remember when Robin Williams is like confronting Will? And he's like, man, you could tell me everything about Michelangelo, but I bet you can't tell me what it smells like in the Sistine Chapel. Dude, AI is Will. It knows everything about everything, but it doesn't have any of the life experience that you have doing what you do. And that's why you got to bring that experience to life with AI, but you still have to lead it and guide it.
Wow. Dan, I'll tell you what, man, you gave us some great insights here, buddy. Before we get out of here, I got to ask you a couple simple questions here. Okay. So posting for marketing, I mean, how many times should you post a day? I mean, there's so many different avenues, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What's your take and what do you recommend posting on platforms?
Depends on the platform. I generally recommend you go all in on one short form platform. And in this industry, it's LinkedIn, right? That is the platform. That's the one I double down on. And I'm really active there on LinkedIn. I recommend doing every single day, at least once a day. The more you can do, the better. If I could do 3 times a day, every day, I do. And there's been seasons in my life where I've been that freaking consistent. Of course, even with AI, it makes it a lot easier because you can just like word vomit an idea into ChatGPT through the little dictation feature and then have that turn into you a post. So it's faster. I used to have to hand do them all. But the more you can post, the more at bats you have. It's a volume game. Why is it a volume game? Because the more volume you put out, the more feedback you get. The more feedback you get, the better you can make the content. And it's always a combination of like going for reach and going for quality. And you're getting quality on something like LinkedIn based on the types of people engaging with your post. Though I will say there is something to be said that a lot of buyers or people that you're really trying to attract are often the lurkers who never engage. So there is that, but you definitely want to measure it based on the quality of the people showing up in your comments and reposting. So post. If you can do more than 3 times a day, I might start. If you're getting good and you're like, I got leftover, I got more to post than that, then maybe activate another platform before posting 5 times a day on LinkedIn. I think 3 times a day, you probably start oversaturating it, but I would probably start activating another platform at that point. Probably X would be my next go-to. It's the most similar to LinkedIn that I found. Like culturally, it's not, but its mechanics of how you grow are much more similar than the other platforms are.
Wow, never heard that, man. The X, go shot for the X there. How about so real quick, video, still print or just words on LinkedIn? What's your recommendation? Everybody keeps saying video, video, video. What's your take?
Dude, I love video. It just doesn't work on LinkedIn.
I swear, dude,
I'm like, all my video creator friends know it too. Like it still works. I still like posting it every once in a while, but it's like, never have I seen a video really go viral on LinkedIn. Even if it crushes, I'm like, this is so under-engaged. I'm like, LinkedIn says that's the big thing. I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, man. Because the viral posts are never videos. But it's hard to rip off videos. It's hard to duplicate that, and there's something about using video as a way to build a personal brand that's way stronger. I prefer text posts and image posts. Carousels, because of Gamma, are a lot easier to make. It doesn't really matter if you can do all of them like I do. I'm constantly kind of like mixing and matching. You can like find a certain illustration style, especially with Nano Banana. If you're like, I'm always going to do a watercolor thing, and that's just going to be my thing. Every time someone sees that style, that becomes a really strong branding element, whatever it might be. It could be neon lights like you got going on in your background. It could be, it doesn't matter, but it's the same look. And as soon as they see it, they're like, oh, it's that one person again. especially if you're showing up with some fire content, then it makes it really easy to dominate the feed. So I noticed a lot of people using visuals for that. Now, some people use selfies of themselves. I'm like, ugh, that's not my favorite, but some of my friends crush it with selfies. It's
So
like
no
the same
selfie like
over
this,
and over
holding up the camera and just posing yourself
I'm
on the
like,
beach.
I don't get it. Like sometimes I get it. If you're attractive and showing up in cool places, I'm like, okay, I got it. Like you're getting eyes, but whatever. I want people to show up because of my expertise.
Exactly. I want clients and candidates. I don't want just eyes. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think the unspoken rule for LinkedIn that a lot of people don't know is that it's not just about posting a lot. It's about engaging in other people's conversations or other people's posts. And I think that's the thing. If you're new to LinkedIn, you don't have a following, the best way to like manually just pump the algorithm is to go and engage in conversations. It's kind of like showing up to a city and not knowing anybody. So what do? You show up to everybody else's parties and work the room. That's exactly what's going on. If you show up to everybody else's comments, especially posts, my favorite place to show up if you're new is to find the viral influencers on LinkedIn who influence the type of people you want to be in front of. Show up in their post, comment, and then go and like and engage with everybody else's comments. Like go and have conversations with them. It's like showing up to parties and working the room. And pretty soon you'll start to notice people show up to your parties, which are your posts, right? But you got to show up to all the parties, work the room, do this for a while. And eventually you won't have to do it as much because you start to have people sharing your stuff. It's kind of the manual way to like really get into LinkedIn. But
you got
it's
that.
a lot of
How
work
I
no
found
matter
you,
what
man.
you do.
I found you on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
tracked you on Facebook, stalked you on there, and said, dude, you got to come on my show just like that within a week, right, Dan? We made it
That's
happen,
it.
buddy.
LinkedIn.
I mean, that's amazing. Last thing, buddy, and we're going to get out of here is direct messages on LinkedIn. I really want to talk about that real quicker. What's your take on that? Just sending a cold message out there with a link that says, let's chat.
It's so easy to stand out because it's so easy to tell like who's actually doing it manually and who's doing it automatically.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of automated ones and I'm like, come on, man. I've done automated DMs in LinkedIn. There's a way to do it that's not super spammy. The thing that I hate is when people lie through automated. They're like, hey, I loved your profile. I'm like, dude, you automated this. You don't even know who I am. Stop it. You're lying. You're setting a really bad precedent, right? Don't do that. I have done it in a way where it's like if I'm doing automated outreach because I'm trying to get a lot of guests for a specific type of podcast, then I will probably set up some automated campaigns and I'll say something that's not a lie, but is true. And I'm not pretending that I've looked at their profile. I'm like, hey, I'm looking for people like you to be on this podcast, So there's always shades of gray with marketing, and I tend to push it a little bit farther over here. But if you're a person that just shows up, actually looks at their profile, and then like you did, you're like, hey, I saw that you're going to be on this other presentation. Would love to have you on my show. It's an easy ask. Honestly, podcasting is like one of the best things you could do of all time. Or like what you're doing, this live stream. I'm like, because almost nobody says no to that. I've done that a lot to build relationships with all industry gatekeepers, people that I want to learn from, people that I just want to get to know. And I'm just like, hey, like, let's sit down and chat on my podcast. It's the ultimate outreach tool because then you get 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes of somebody's time. You don't have to be like, hey, can I pick your brain? Nobody wants to answer that. But you're like, hey, can I interview you about the thing you love talking about? And everyone's like, yeah, sure.
Hey, you know what, Dan, I got to tell you, doing this for 5 years, having a podcast, I tell everybody out there, maybe you can just elaborate with the words too. It's not hard. Just get the go button and just press the go button. Don't be scared.
It's like it's like a Google Meet. You're just showing up.
Yeah.
You're pressing record. And it doesn't matter if you're fancy at first. You'll get a little bit better. It'll be awkward at first. Oh, well, everything's awkward at first. Be awkward. Go to any YouTuber. Go to the like first episodes they ever published. Awkward. Great. Get over it. Publish your first 7 episodes. Have some friends on first that if they make you feel more comfortable, and just start publishing. Just use it as a networking tool for us. Get to know cool people. A lot of people will just hang out with you. Some people are hard to get a hold of, but you'd be surprised how many books I've read. And then I reach out to the author. I'm like, hey, can I interview you on this book?
Same thing, yeah. Man.
I'm like, I'm going to promote your book. I already read it. The fact that I already read their book makes me stand out to them.
Oh yeah. Once you say you read it, they're like, oh, hell yeah, I'm coming on your podcast.
They're like, you actually took the time to read my book. They could even be like someone who's like thousands of people have read their book and they're still impressed by it. I'm like, yeah, it's like so lame. The DMs the fruit is so low hanging because so few people actually take the time to even just glance at a profile and think about a meaningful way to start the conversation, that the DMs are wide open if they're actually logged on to LinkedIn. So I usually try to go after people that have been commenting or liking or engaging somewhere. It tells me they log onto LinkedIn. Otherwise, if you're just like spraying a bunch of people because you found them through some company page and you're going after them, it's like, well, they're probably not the kind of people that log into LinkedIn. So you kind of have to mix and match there. If you're in recruiting, then that's where Sales Navigator is expensive but helpful, because you can whittle out down the types of profiles you're looking at and see who's actually logging in and doing stuff.
You got it, brother. Thank you for all these insights, man. I love it. So, okay, so 1 minute, man. Tell us what AI marketing in 26 looks like, brother. Give it to everybody out there.
Marketing and AI marketing in 2026 is going to begin looking more and more like agents. You not just giving it a task, but you giving it a project. That deep research report was a good example of what is more than a task. It had to go through and do a lot of work to develop a full report. We're going to see more stuff like that. So you have to start thinking more in systems in order to be aligned with that, because that's where the technology is going.
There it is from Dan. And Dan, everybody can reach you on, I'm sure, LinkedIn. Dan Sanchez, reach out to him. I mean, invite him to your podcast or whatever. The man knows his stuff. Hey, Dan, thank you so much for giving the time here, man. And these apps here and these AI stuff that we're going to work on later on, man, is amazing. I can't wait to share this all with the staffing industry, brother.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
That's it. That's a wrap for AI Happy Hour. My friends, have a good evening. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.